weekend. Kind of two different games for us. Friday was a little bit of a slow start. Credit them for coming after us right away, and um, a real big, heavy, good skating team that plays very similar to how we play. Um, and so we had to come back in that game a couple of times, and glad we did. Obviously, don't want to put ourselves in that spot. But Saturday night, I thought we played more to our standard, um, more to our identity, and limited their chances.
Coach, 1-1-1 after 3 games. If I told you that earlier in the year, what would you have said?
Um, I think I probably would have said good. Um, our focus is not on the outcomes as much as it is on the process and trying to play to our identity. And we've been talking about our individual players playing to their standard, and getting to that standard. And so I think, as we've navigated through the first few weeks of games, um, we're starting to kind of get to that standard. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. We've got some guys playing some different spots and with some different players. So the timing and the chemistry sometimes takes a little bit of adjusting. Um, but I think in terms of our effort, in terms of how we've played, we've been in every game. Um, and so, I would have said probably good.
So as you prepare for a week off now before you get the big rivalry against Minnesota, do you like having this week off, this extra week, or would you like to just gone right into another game weekend?
Again, I don't, things that we can't control, right? The schedule is what the schedule is. And so this is our bye week, but we got a lot of things that we need to work on. We're going to focus on our team this week, and then we'll watch the Gophers and get ready for them next week. Obviously we want to make it a rivalry, but to make it a rivalry, you got to start to take steps towards beating them. And so right now, we're just going to focus on us and see what happens.
Goaltending wise, you got two that are playing pretty solid right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about it earlier in the year. Sibes has played well, and Trotter came in on Saturday and, was calm and pretty solid himself. So that's what we want as coaches, to make our lives difficult when we have to pick who plays. And certainly they've done that so far.
The mix of players, veterans, young guys, they all seem to be coming together. I watched practice a little bit today, and it seems like they're coming together every practice. Is that a fair statement?
Hopefully that's the goal, for us to continue to get better. And I think the one thing that we haven't talked about is how close this team is off the ice. And part of our culture of having faith in your brother in the locker room, and the responsibilities that you have to be part of this program, and the accountability that goes on behind the scenes is an important piece to building a good program, good culture. And so I think the focus of our guys every day in terms of getting on the ice and getting a little bit better and getting to their standard more consistently. That's what we try to do. Different coaches talk about process, all that other, coach talk, whatever. At the end of the day, you got to play to your standard and stay consistent. And if you can do that, then there's going to be days where you have really good days because the puck follows you around, or, you've had a little bit of puck luck. But you have to focus on that day-to-day process.
We talked about the importance of the non-conference, and certainly as it starts to wind down right now, you played some tough opponents, St. Cloud, Vermont, now Minnesota, and then you jump into a CCHA that maybe people weren't giving a lot of teams credit for, but they look pretty darn good right now across the board.
Yeah, I mean, the non-conference is the non-conference for us, and we want to see where our program's at. So we got to play some of the best teams, and we certainly do that. Probably not uncommon for other programs, but in terms of the CCHA play, I've been telling you that from the beginning. So that's not surprising to me. We've got really good teams that play hard, that are big and physical and have really good goaltending. And usually that's a good combination for winning some games.
Mason Pullman came up this weekend named CCHA Defender of the Week. How has his game evolved this year?
You know, I said this on Saturday night. You know, Mason's game was really in a good place last year, and unfortunately he got hurt a couple of times that set him back a little bit. Um, but he, you know, he transitioned from forward to D a few years ago in juniors, and I just think he's really starting to feel good about where he's at and how to play the game from a defenseman standpoint at this level. The one thing that, you know, if you came to practice every day, you would know Mason Pullman's a ultra competitor and he's going to play hard every shift. So um, when you do that and you're on your toes, like I said, if you play to your standard, sometimes the puck kind of follows you around and you have some puck luck, even though some of his shots this weekend look like snipers. Um, but he is a good example of what we're trying to get to every day, and what I'm saying about getting to your standard.